It's truly a pleasure to have you all for our very first specialist knowledge sharing session. And definitely, your presence is valued a lot, and we are super excited to spend this time with you. Before I begin, I would like to request Nishant to please introduce the Specialist Knowledge Sharing Initiative to all of us. And yeah, over to you, Nishant.
Thanks, Jyotika. Dear Leela Life Specialist, good morning and wish you and your family a very happy new year. I'm thrilled to be here as we embark on this exciting journey together, a journey that marks the beginning of something truly special here at Leela Life. I'm feeling quite joyful to introduce the first session of our specialist knowledge sharing series. Thank you, Krishna ji, for volunteering this session. For this session. So we believe in the power of connection, and today's initiative is the testament to that belief. Our community of specialists is our treasure, treasure of knowledge, treasure of experience, and this series aims to bring the collective wisdom to the forefront. Leela Life has a unique mission and a vision where it is delivering the rich wisdom of Indic well-being. And this initiative is not just from the vision, but it is also a response to the request that many of you made to us. Many of you have expressed a keen interest in learning from one another, knowing each other. So we thought that there's no other better way to just get you onto a single platform. And today's session is a result of your passion for growth and your dedication to deliver the best possible well-being experiences to our audience. As specialists, you are the backbone of Leela Life, and by knowing each other and learning from each other, I'm sure you will contribute to the overall quality and innovation of the platform too. I want to express my gratitude to each one of you. You are quite special to us, and since you are the first ever participants of this series, so you will always be remembered. Uh, this celebration, this series is almost like a celebration of you to start with, and the incredible potential that lies within this community. So thank you, and hope you have a wonderful session. Over to you, Jyotika.
Thank you so much, Nishant. And now I would like to introduce you all to Krishna Prakash ji, who has graciously volunteered to share insights and teachings today. So, a quick introduction about Krishna Prakash ji. He is a renowned spiritual teacher and a founder of Srimad Yoga. He is a disciple of Master Shri, and his teachings are rooted in the living traditions of Bhagwan Nityananda of Ganeshpuri, Sri Ramakrishna Mutt, Bihar School of Yoga, and other Siddha traditions. As is the norm in living traditions, after 12 years probation under his master, he has empowered to share the teachings. With over more than 13,000 hours of teaching experience, he has worked with individuals, corporate houses, and athletes from more than 40 plus countries. Krishnaji's teachings focus on personal transformation towards success, prosperity, and inner peace. He offers a range of practices, including Yoga Nidra, something that we will be learning about today. Apart from Yoga Nidra, his practices also include Antarmona and other withdrawal practices from Yoga, Tantra, and Vedanta. So I'm really excited, Krishna Prakash ji. Over to you, and hope to have a great interactive session. Thank you.
Thank you. I think this is an introduction I'm submitting at the feet of my parents and teachers. They would be proud to hear that. You have eloquently said. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to you and the Leela Life team for putting together this venture and also inviting each of us to share. As many of us here are connected with the traditions, we have been learning whatever we are planning to share as specialists, we know that there are 3 stages. We may not be exactly using the words, but I would like to use those words. When many of us here learned, we were asked to just do and then discover why they asked us to do, and then the benefits came later. That is, we were told what is to be done, how is to be done, and later why it has to be done. Today, the system is reverse. People will want to know why you have to do it, and then they will go to how, then they will understand what is the reason behind it. So in both the approaches, I personally felt teachers like us in the tradition should be adapting and becoming an adept, because for modern day seekers, they would like always to know why we do what we do. So even Yoga Nidra, we can start from there. Very briefly, in couple of minutes, till 1970s, this was kept under the wraps in the tradition. 2 traditions came out blazing, taking this knowledge out. One is Swami Rama of the Himalayas. Second is Swami Satyananda of the Bihar School of Yoga. Wherein Swami Satyananda made it a lineage of teachers in Yoga Nidra based on yogic inputs. Swami Rama's students took it purely to the Vedanta perspective. So at Srimat, what we did, because of our proximity to living traditions, we have made Yoga Nidra as a vehicle to understand yoga and then transcend that to enter the realms of Vedanta. This is in the brief. So in Menninger Foundation, in the 70s, what happened? Swami Rama was subject to EEG tests, and they figured out even when his brainwave was emitting delta, that is deep sleep, he was completely aware. This is the startling revelation for them. And then they realized his disciple Swami Vedabharati could emit delta wave while walking and talking in the waking state. So such is the potential of the brain, a brain which is well rested, relaxed, and rejuvenated, that it continues to operate from that state of calmness and serenity throughout. So that is a higher order goal they have given us. So how we approach it? Traditionally, Yoga Nidra, minimum 45 minutes to 1 hour we need to practice. In all likelihood, everybody will sleep. So the purpose will be defeated. So what we have done at Srimat is make it a step-by-step approach. So in level 1, level 2, up to 9 levels we have developed. In these specialist sessions, we are offering up to the 4th level to the seeker. In the first level, we believe that there is a reason why the time unit of Muhurta is very important in our tradition. So we broke that into 1/4 of the Muhurta is 12 minutes. And we found with consistent experiments for the last 10 years, any Yoga Nidra session touching 12 minutes and above will start releasing the benefits. Why this happens is, in our brain, there is a concept called little man. This little man is like how a child is in the mother, embedded in our brain like a blueprint. So when the instructions are faithfully followed by the practitioner, scientifically it appears that little man feels awakened, alert, rejuvenated, and relaxes. It is equal to a child coming to us from school with all the enthusiasm. Whether we understand, agree or not, you just listen out to the child. Naturally, the child relaxes and goes to some other world. But we never give that opportunity to our inner child. So maybe this way of relaxing helps us to calm down ourselves through the little man which is present in us. This is in a nutshell about level 1 and level 2. In the Vedanta perspective, this maps to our Annamaya Kosha. The level 3, we bring in the breath awareness so that touches the Pranamaya Kosha. And in the level 4, we bring in resolves visualization. So you bring in the Manomaya Kosha also. In the higher realms, obviously, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya are also tapped. So this is the brief about the practice. So today, I am not going to even ask you to lie down in Shavasana, wherever you are seated. If you can sit comfortably with the soles firmly on the ground, or you can sit cross-legged on your chair. Even if your back is straight to the chair also, absolutely no problem. I'll take you through a simple 12-minute process. It's just a jalak, okay? By no means, this is the ultimate process. Just a 12-minute process to give you a glimpse of it. Do I have your permission to proceed? Yeah, thank you so much. So kindly sit straight and with a smiling face, you can keep your eyes closed. I'm keeping it open for practical reasons of internet connectivity. So, but you can keep it closed. Allow your chest to open up, the shoulders to relax. If need be, adjust your neck, the hips. Allow the soles to be on the carpet, mat, or even the footwear today, so that you are not in direct connection with Mother Earth. There is an insulation. Or you could sit cross-legged. Now let's try to maintain a gentle smile throughout the practice, as it helps our mind to stay in the present moment and with the instructions. Now that you are ready, you can become aware of the various sounds around you. The eyeballs are still, only your awareness is there, like a radar. You are rotating your consciousness for being aware of the sounds around you. Could be man-made sounds, sounds of nature, any sound. With a smiling face and still body, just be aware of the sounds. Sometimes the mind would travel to the future or to some other item. Gently, with a smiling face, keep getting your mind back to the sounds around you. Now, take your awareness to the body parts which would be mentioned. As you take them, the eyes should be still and the body part also should be still. It's only your prana, that awareness, you are taking to that part. Because stillness gives utmost relaxation. So be aware of the right thumb, right index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Be aware of the right palm, the right hand, the right wrist, right forearm, right elbow, right upper arm, right shoulder, right shoulder blade, space between the right armpit to the right hip, the right buttock, the right thigh, right knee, right calf, right ankle, the right sole, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, the right little toe. And ensure you are aware and awake. The smile is intact, body is steady. With that steadiness, move your awareness to the left thumb, left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Now be aware of the left palm, left hand, left wrist, left forearm, left elbow, left upper arm, left shoulder, space between the left armpit to the left hip, left buttock, left thigh, left knee, left calf, left ankle, left sole, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, left little toe. Ensure you are aware and awake. Just observe the way body is. As a witness, we should know that whatever we are witnessing, we are beyond that. Now, gradually start witnessing the breath. The only movement in your body is right now that of the breath. Else it is still and steady, smiling. Breath enters the body through the nostrils and exits through the nostrils. We are just a witness to this entire breathing process. It happens irrespective of whether we are aware or not. But the moment we pay attention and be a witness, the breath naturally deepens on its own. Just be in that moment of being aware. The mind by nature will wander and waver. With a smiling face, kindly keep getting your mind back to the breath. Now take your awareness to the center of your chest. The Tantra texts say that is the location of Hrit Padma, the heart lotus, a eight-petaled lotus, a wish-fulfilling tree. Centering your awareness there, say the resolve that you would wish to happen for yourself in 2024 with all the surrender and love that you can. And as per Swami Satyananda's words, any resolve taken during Yoga Nidra is bound to come true. And now, let go of the resolve and once again become aware of your breath. Become aware of your body, comfortably seated and smiling. Now become aware of the various sounds around you. And now let's bring the practice to a close. By practicing palming, vigorously rub your palms, generate some heat. Make a cup of your palms, place them over your eyelids transfer the warm sensation, and without opening directly, with a few blinks, look at your palms, familiarize your eyes, and let's stay silent for the next 10 seconds. Thank you. 2 more minutes, then I'll hand over back to the Leela Life team. This process is culled out from the Tantra system, and the specific concept is called Nyasa. One of the meaning of Nyasa is withdrawal. There are many meanings, wherein at every stage, like how we peel an onion, we keep withdrawing within our deeper self. So Yoga Nidra is given as the first step towards Samadhi in the yoga traditions. So that is the background. And if you do mantra sadhana, the nyasa is different. So the teachers can give you specific nyasas to specific processes. So this is the Yoga Nidra, the beginning, wherein the Hrit Padma is generally introduced only in the level 4, but all of you are deep practitioners in your own area and you are specialists. So it just occurred at the spur of the moment to introduce that concept. And then this withdrawal helps us to generally identify with the message we get in life than with the messenger. So we could distance slowly from the reason behind every emotion, at the same time not discounting emotion. We could start responding to situations than reacting to situations. And we would definitely become an active and reflective listener. These are the side effects of this process. Finally, you would begin to realize that leadership amongst your family and office teams is also role based. So you will learn to withdraw from having the itch to lead and have a say in everything. This is a practical experience. So with that, I'm handing over to Jyotika and Nishan.
Thank you so much, Krishna Prakash ji.
Yeah.
So the practice was really very nice. Thank you. So as per the format for this session, we started with the knowledge sharing and then we experienced a beautiful practice. Now, I would like to open the forum for any questions that any of our specialists would like to ask or clarify any doubts from Krishna Prakash ji. Would request you to please unmute yourself and switch on the video if possible, and please ask your questions or doubts. In case anybody would like to post the question on chat, please also feel free to do that. I'll be more than happy to read that out for Krishna Prakash ji and we can get the answer.
Namaste.
Yes.
I just have a question. Is there a age factor to this, or is it common to everyone across ages, the practice?
Ideally, this practice should be started when we are in mother's womb. So this is how Prahalada, Abhimanyu, Dhruva, Nachiketa, I think have learned, because mother is the first teacher, she's the first filter. And as much as someone is able to appreciate the uh, instructions, age is not a factor, because for us life is continuum. In this life we may be 80 years, but our soul content or the maturity could be 10 years. We don't know. A 10-year-old child will walk away with the 80-year-old maturity. So that's a great question what you asked. From a child to people who can comprehend, we can give this process.
Thank you. So there's no change as such when you cater this practice to different age group, right? It's common across, or how do you
No,
do
no,
it?
no. It is all customized. What
Oh.
I did today is customized only to all of us because we are specialists. Otherwise, we cannot use terms like Hrit Padma to someone who has no idea about it.
Okay.
Or they should know, if a teacher is saying I can trust him or her, that level of trust we have, so that concept was introduced. For others, we give body scanning and breath scanning. Then they will be speak about this little man in the brain in Annamaya Kosha. When it comes to Pranamaya Kosha, we speak about sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, because people are too much into this knowing before doing. In fact, knowing too much will not allow them to do that, difficult to make them understand. But that is midway at the session, on the spot, we need to take a call as specialist.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I do have a question, Jyotika. Can I ask?
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, it was an amazing experience. By the way, it was literally very good. I have a question. I usually go to schools. So we have a project called Arohan, and so for school, like that emotional immersion program is there, and there we teach self awareness. I mean, we are just in progress of making this 12 modules. So self awareness is one of them, and then emotional regulations, emotional release programs. So how can we, integrate it with the kids? Normally we take 5 to 14, like in three categories. So is there any way out to introduce Yoga Nidra in a little engaging way which can work with the kids? School
With,
kids.
yeah, with kids, what we can do, you can allow them to move the body parts.
Okay.
Because kids mind work in a different way than adults. For them, sometimes movement is relaxation. For us, stillness is relaxation. So when you say the right thumb, allow the kid to just gently move the right thumb. And even today, we would have felt the third toe and fourth toe we think we never had, because we were not able to be aware. When we grow up as adults, we lose touch with toes because we wear shoes, we don't give attention, but child will be having an awareness. So with children, we engage and practice active yoga nidra, because once the child is buying in, its mind is with us. So that movement also you can consider it as a witness for the child's bhava. But elders like us, to keep the mind in that place itself is difficult, because we will be thinking about what bills to be paid next month. Somebody had asked an increment. Our mind will be all over the place. Physically, we will be present. Mentally, we will be absent. But with a child, once the child has a buy-in into the teacher or the instructor, the child is there with us 100%. So when we do Yoga Nidra or any process with a child, we allow the child to be a child. So gentle movements, that would be good.
So why is there any significance you started with the like you said you start with the right thumb?
Hmm. Basic thing is the right is connected to the left hemisphere,
Okay.
and the thumbs and the big toe are like your modern day cloud servers. The imprints of your brain is there. So when you even go to register a property, they will ask thumb impression because each of us is unique. And each of our brain is at a different stage of evolution. Each of us. Every human being has a different stage of evolution. It is unimaginable to think that is the truth. Okay. Because today we can't remember what is terabyte, gigabyte. We have no idea. We used to start with megabyte. That itself was very big. We allowed the computer to compile COBOL program, went for a coffee, tea, and came back in the 90s, early 90s, when I was doing all that. But that storage itself was enormous for us. That is the levels and the depth in which each of our collective humanity is there. So these thumbs and the big toes are nothing but mirror of our brain. What our wiring is there. This is why I established Vaidya in those days. On seeing your thumb, they will tell what disease you will get. Astrology developed later. Using palmistry, they diagnosed the health first. So this is why this thumb becomes very important. And when they play video games, this is why child become hyperactive because both the hemispheres are triggered too fast. So when you do any work with the child, you give work which is slow and working with hands with nature along with Yoga Nidra. So when we teach them asana, we say vrikshasana. The child will stand like a tree, as if like a tree. Then you say, kabutar ka posture, this posture, that posture. Then they start loving you, and then you take them to Yoga Nidra or these processes. They will just obey you.
That's an awesome information, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much. In fact, I can use this thing in the special needs also, right?
you. Yes. In NIMHANS in India, National Institute of Mental Health and Sciences, they are using extensively Yoga Nidra in treating people who are challenged mentally.
Yeah.
They're differently abled. For them, we are mentally challenged. So they move that to that space. Nothing wrong with anybody, right? As everybody's as born with some purpose. So if they're able to appreciate the instruction, it's a fantastic tool.
Thank
In
you.
fact, the children who have become very rough and tough because of differently being abled, they are slightly better after practicing mindfulness and yoga.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. This was great information.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So once you started the instruction, everything, doing this yoga type, maximum I can able to concentrate everything. But when the concentration is going, I don't know, just started to sleeping. So after a few seconds, I realized it. Then I follow your instruction. But any kind of yoga, it's happening like this. So what we can.
It's absolutely natural because Patanjali says one of the 5 types of thought is sleep. And the nature of the mind is to wander. We are used to this industrial and military approach. We are trying to do that to ourselves. It's okay to sleep. It's okay to wander, but please come back. That is the instruction we have to give to the mind. And many masters, they have complicated by calling mind a monkey, all this stuff. This is not needed. We are degrading monkey. Monkey has its role. We can't do what the monkey does. So we have to treat the mind like a child because we are used to being a child and we know child. And how much patience we show with the mind, we can do. Second, one will not sleep unless there is trust. You don't sleep in a new place. That means either you trusted the teacher or you were really tired. So let's be kind to ourselves. Sometimes it happens.
Thank you.
Like,
Krishnaji, I have another question.
Yeah.
Does place matter where you do this yoga nidra? Because the reason why I'm asking is, to be frank, I have a very nice setup. We have a forest right next to us, and I do offer forest bathing experiences. So, you think it's good to be there or indoors, which is a better place?
As long as the practitioner is not affected by nature's vagaries. Because I live in Bangalore. In this climate, if I go and do Yoga Nidra outside, I will get body pain because it's a Vata triggering climate. But in the same Bangalore, I can do Yoga Nidra outdoors in April. Second is, the practitioner should be happy to do in outdoors. In your case, they are coming well prepared to be with nature. So suppose even if an ant crawls through their body, they know that fellow is doing their job and rarely they are going to bite. They will move on. So it depends on the profile of your people. Because Napoleon Bonaparte and Arjuna can sit and do Yoga Nidra while going to the war field. That is why they are yogis. Napoleon sleeps in the horse, gets fresh, goes to the war. Arjuna, all of us know, right? So there is no place. It depends on the practitioner.
Thank you.
I have a question here. Can I ask?
Yes, Ji, please.
Hare Krishna, Krishnaji. Thank you for this wonderful session. I definitely feel far more relaxed now. And of course, when we're going through that exercise, I realized, yes, I have more body parts than I've realized until now, because we're running around quite often about it. So jokes apart, just wanted to ask, like for meditation, we generally have, certain best times suggested. Let's say Brahma Muhurta, early morning hours. Now, whatever I little understood from this Yoga Nidra practice, what we just did right now, it definitely helps in relaxation. So are there any recommended times in a day when this should be practiced, and for how long?
See, the ideal state of Yoga Nidra is to reach theta state, which is in the early morning. And at the sandhis, which is the noon and the Sayam Sandhya time. These times, the brain naturally emits theta, wherein you are not completely awake, completely at sleep. So these are the ideal times to practice Yoga Nidra. Because it's basically Bhagavan Vishnu is the practitioner whom we know. So we derive from him. And always, it is the early morning is always better because the flow of theta is natural. Delta, till we waking up, is beta. The brain goes through the theta state. So that is the ideal state for somebody who is doing a resolve with a Yoga Nidra, which is more than half an hour onwards. But let us give a situation that someone is preparing for a very tough board meeting. So they could sit down and do a quick scan of 6 to 12 minutes in their own cabin. Nothing wrong in it. But if they understand the science basis, their withdrawal will happen and their effectiveness in the meetings will be good. And for a meditation practitioner, we are only able to teach the Pratyahara Yoga Nidra to the public, wherein to keep an awareness of even 3 seconds in an instruction is very difficult to all of us. So as per our Kurma Purana, 12 seconds of awareness is required at that moment to call it even Pratyahara. Then people are graduated to practice Dharana Yoga Nidra, then Dhyana Yoga Nidra, which slips into Samadhi. So we are introducing Yoga Nidra as a beautiful, say, the carpet on which you sit and do meditation. So ideally, when you go for the limbs of yoga, you do a basic stretch, which is asana, the third limb of yoga. Fourth is pranayama, at least nadi shodhana. Then even sitting, you can do 6 to 12 minutes of Yoga Nidra kind of a process, which is antarmona mix with drawing, then slip into our Nama Japa or the meditation. That would be a fantastic practice.
Just a follow-up question here.
Yeah.
So if I understand, for a beginner, Yoga Nidra is a way to facilitate relaxation. What would be the goal for an advanced practitioner? For example, meditation has a goal.
Samadhi.
What would samadhi, which means kind of a thoughtless state? That's what would you define samadhi?
That is a binary way of defining samadhi.
Okay.
Samadhi has various levels. I'm sure all of you know. It depends on the upasana, what they do. Saguna upasana, nirguna upasana, then sakara, nirakara is there. And even after the samadhi state, there are 7 more levels. Then they will keep going ahead. But any process from pratyahara is considered as a first step to samadhi, whether it is antarmona, whether it is yoga nidra. This is Swami Satyananda's words, and even my teacher has mentioned about it. So some people may not want to get into yoga nidra because they already have a taekwondo, kung fu, karate hobby, kind of a relaxation practice. So for such people, we put them through antarmona, wherein they work with their mind and senses directly, which gradually develops as a concentration and takes them ahead. So that is the goal of yoga is samadhi, then kaivalya. And yoga nidra is the entry point from the bahiranga and antaranga yoga. So the goal is samadhi. The only word is samadhi.
Because in our tradition, we practice mantra meditation. And before we get into mantra meditation, doing some breathing exercises, it just prepares us for that. So when I was going through this experience of Yoga Nidra, that's what it felt like. It's a good starting point for getting into a mantra meditation.
Yes.
So just want to clarify. Thank you. Thank you for that.
In fact, what we do is we request the practitioner to sit at their own Hrit Padma, at the feet of their own master or Ishtadevata, and do the mantra japa. That's it.
Okay.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to share something, sir. May I? Yeah.
Please.
Many years ago, I had the opportunity of going through a 5-day camp in the Satyananda Institute in Australia. I was just taken back into that period. It was a wonderful experience there. 5 days doing seva, going through all the procedures, and also doing yoga nidra there with maybe 40 or 50 people. So thank you for that. It was a wonderful revisit of that.
Thank you. My official Yoga Nidra teacher is an Australian, direct disciple of Swami Satyananda. Her name is Yoga Kanti Saraswati. I'm fortunate to study when Swami Satyananda was alive. I met him in 2009 twice, and the last I met him was October 2009, and he took Samadhi in December. So your recollection made me again connect with Swamiji alive. Thank you so much.
I had the opportunity of working with Shankar Dev, who
Super.
is an Australian also.
Yeah. Big Shakti is his magazine. He's doing well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your questions, and thank you, Krishnaji, for answering all the questions and taking your time. So now I would sincerely would like to thank Krishna Prakash ji for sharing your incredible insights and expertise with us today. And we also appreciate the time and effort you have dedicated to this session. I would also like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all the participant specialists for your valuable time and to make this initiative a big success. And before we conclude today's session, I would like to inform you all that we will be sharing the details for the next knowledge sharing session very soon, which will happen next month, as we are planning to do it on monthly basis. Now, just to capture this beautiful moment that we all have right now, I would like to request everyone, if possible, to please switch on your cameras so that I can quickly take a picture to capture this moment. Okay, so I'll just quickly capture the moment. Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Once again, appreciate the time you all have taken to make this session successful. Thank you, Krishna Prakash ji, once again.
Thank you, Jyotika ji. I have just a small.
Sure, please go ahead.
If you don't
Yeah.
mind, if you don't mind.
Sure, please go ahead.
Namaste, Krishna Prakash ji. It was a wonderful session. I'm basically an Ayurveda physician who come from the background of Orthodox family of Vedic tradition, where in Ayurveda we learn the concept of Nidra. The Nidra concept is, it is wonderfully explained by Charaka. So just a comment I'm just making, not any thing. Yoga Nidra, what we see even in Mahavishnu who lies in Yoga Nidra, and then the Yoga Nidra, what we follow. As per Ayurveda, we say, Yadatu manasik kalante karmatmanaha klamanvitaha vishayebhyo nivartante tada swapati manama. Where we withdraw our senses, then only we go into sleep. So this is how the Nidra, what we experience every day, is it not a near trailer to the moksha? So just I wanted to have your comments on this, Krishna Prakash ji. Yes. So we are also withdrawing our senses and we are going into sleep, where we are. Where is that moksha, the liberation? Where that is also a concept where. So this nidra, what we do every day, we go naturally when our senses are withdrawn, and we are very close to the Kamala Madhya Nivasi. That is what is Lord. We are going to. The Lord is going to embrace the soul, where we are in the proximity of the soul, where we cannot experience any dukkha at all in sleep. So this
the
is
switch is very simple switch.
Yes, sir.
In Nidra, we don't know when we will fall asleep.
Yeah.
In realization, you are aware. The key is that the awareness is 100%. But in Nidra, nobody knows when someone will fall asleep.
Yes.
So that is the key difference. So that state, the soul is called as a Paramahamsa, a stage where they have won over sleep. And then for such a person, moksha is like Amlaka in your hand. Yes. So our sleep is, we fall asleep, but we have to rise in sleep.
Yes. Wonderful, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jyotika ji, for this.
My pleasure, Manjunath ji. And thank you once again. And would be great if you all can please share your feedback, how did you like the session? It would really help us to improve or to improvise if there is anything that we as Leela Life, we missed out on covering. So would request everyone to please take this poll and help us do this better.
I'm not taking it.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you all.